Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. For the very last guest of this week is this incredible actress known by the name of Keeley Bright. She played Supergirl, the role of Supergirl in Heroes with Issues. So yeah, I'm proud to announce Keeley Bright onto the show. So yeah, he is Keeley Bright.
Hey,
Hi Keeley, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much, Keely, for taking the time to join my show. It's such a pleasure having you on the show today. To people that don't know who you are, if you can give like a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Yeah, I'm just getting excited because this is like the first time I've double screen live thing. So I'm like, I hope I have it facing the right way first off. I almost had it facing the opposite way to the wall, and I was like, wait a minute, it's a forward face. Okay, so a little background, and I also want to say thanks for having me. It's such an honor. I'm very excited
Very
to know. So background on me, and acting. So I started when I was a kid. I think the first time on set I think I was like 18 months old, but that was because my dad worked in commercials. So we went on set. So that like my first memories of life were on sound stages, which is so cool. It was just like this big, mysterious, wonderful place where magic happened. So, I mean, you grow up with that viewpoint of it, and it's a really exciting place. And I started acting, when I was 2 or 3, I would follow him around on set and tell everyone quiet on the set and, don't no step on the wires because that's what he did. So that was fun. And then I really wanted to do it as well in front of the camera, not just behind, So I remember I did acting classes when I was little, did commercials. I remember going out on auditions, but I was really young when I started. So it's kind of a vague memory. But then I do remember some of them as I got older, and then I know that I wanted to do a bunch of other things. So I went to school, did sports, did all of that, but I always knew I was like, right when I graduate with a degree in something else, I'm gonna go back into acting because that was my plan. So I got my degree in physiology. I played volleyball in college. I had a great time. Did other things and knew I was gonna enroll like immediately almost upon graduating into the second city doing improv comedy. And then after that, I went to UCB. I love improv comedy. So I was having a ball. It's just so much fun. And then concurrently taking classes at scripted school, and then studying with Vince Chase and other places. I'm trying to think a lot of different studios there for scripted acting, both drama and comedy. And now I'm at the Stan Kerr studio, which I absolutely love it. I could not be happier. It's an amazing studio. All the other places are amazing, but right now for where I'm at, it's my base. I love it. So that's where I'm right now, and I could not be happier.
Awesome. Well, we'll dive right into the very first question now, Keely.
Yeah.
So, in 2017, you actually played the incredible DC character role of Supergirl in Heroes with Issues. What was like the whole experience like getting to play this iconic DC hero?
I mean, amazing. First off, it was super. No pun intended. It was super amazing. I loved it. It was one. I'm very so. It felt like being a superhero was great. I was like, I get to be athletic and get to look athletic. So that was wonderful for me. And then she's fun and funny and loves life. That's how I interpreted her. And so I had a great time playing her. It felt very much within my wheelhouse of not only kind of my own personality, but also just I love that she's an alien. Like I'm not an alien, trust me, but I'm a human. But I love that like she was an alien. So I like sometimes playing those characters that think touch with the world they live in. They're a little out of touch with it. And I thought that was such a fun combination of all of that for her. And I loved getting cast as it and working with the director and the writer and the everybody who was part of the whole thing. It was so much fun.
Awesome. Well, for my very next question, so what was your like favorite memorable moment or scene to shoot as the role of Supergirl, and why?
So it was the first episode that we did because we did 2 episodes. I would say, I mean, we had a blast during both of them, honestly. It felt like there was such a creative process during it because, it's so playful and the director is so hilarious to work with. Sean, he's doing tons of stuff now. I don't know if you checked him out. but he's blowing up, doing amazing things. So he's awesome to work with. So are the so is Dr. Hoon, who Brian Suskind, who plays him. And, it was just so much fun. Like they as much as they wrote it and had it ready to go, they were like, what do you want to add to it? You know, do you want to improvise? Do you want to have fun? And I was like, of course. So it just felt like such a welcoming environment that like every moment was memorable.
Awesome. So, okay, for my very next question, to chuck this in, if you could have like any superpower, what superpower would you want and why?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean, I've had so many dreams about, you know, those kind of dreams where like you fly. For some reason, I can never just take off. Like it's always like I'm slowly in the air, and I don't know why, but that's frustrating. It's almost like, why do I have this like power of flight, but not quite? Like I'm a penguin or something. I'm trying to, but I can't. So I think if I could actually have the superpower of really taking off and soaring, that would be really fun. Because I have experienced that in a dream. I'm just like, it's almost, I'm like swimming in the air. It would be really fun to experience real flight.
Yes, that's cool.
What would you, Chris, what would be your superpower?
I would say heat vision.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kind
So,
of get meals ready.
oh yeah. just like to laser vision like a building or something. That'd be so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on to my very next question. So in 2017, you were actually also in higher education, and you actually got to play the role of Andrea in higher education. What was that whole experience like for you?
It was great again. I feel like, and I know that's probably gonna be my answer for everything, but I really enjoy what I have a good time doing it. I enjoy whatever I'm doing, whatever day I'm enjoying it. So my first answer is it was so much fun. And my second answer is, I was playing Adriana, and the role was a cool role because she wrote the writer, Michelle DeSantos, who also directed it and created the whole thing. It was like, one, I was blown away at how much work she put in on her own. It was so cool to see how hard she worked to get her work off the ground. I was impressed by that already. The writing was very funny, such a good time. So many other great people in it. So the whole experience was wonderful. And I really liked the character because, you know, she was a star who just wasn't catching a break yet. And I thought that was so fun. And, you know, it was a female writer, so she was definitely writing it from a female perspective. So it was a really fun time to dive into that and get the chance to play her.
Awesome. So that's our very next question. So in 2020, you were actually in a film called Sake of the Gospel. And what was like the whole experience like getting to be in this film, and was it different from other films that you've been in?
Well, that one was really cool. It was a little because it was filmed at a Catholic church, so it was definitely a scenario. There were a lot of people that I already knew who were working on it, which is really cool. That's how I got pulled onto that one, and so it was fun. I was already friends that I knew for a while, and it was okay. So I would say there was a very memorable moment. So while we were at the church, there was a sister there who the people that were from the early, I think 1930s. It was a specific cloister of nuns that were, well, I don't know if they were cloistered, but it was a specific group of, playing the roles of. And the coolest thing was there was this old nun with us the whole time. I found out later that she actually, I think, the last living nun of that group. So she was telling us the characters that we were playing. She's like, I remember her being this way, and like, oh, she was like this. So we were doing a historical piece, but we who lived with those people and knew those people, those women. So that to me was kind of crazy because it's like, wait, we're doing a history period piece, and we're talking to someone who knew all of them. So that was really.
That's so cool. So on to my very next question. So in 2019, you have also been in Eagle Rock as the role of Margaret. What was like that whole experience like for you getting to film on set for Eagle Rock?
Well, that's awesome. We filmed the short film first, and the feature is going to be coming soon. It hasn't been filmed yet. It's still getting and everything, and I think they're pretty much ready to go. It's written by Eleanor Wells, who is a fantastic writer. If you get a chance to check it, it's amazing because she doesn't just write the script. She writes stories for everybody. So it's like I know what Margaret did years before, and I know how she felt about it, and diary entries. And so that was really that she not only gave me the script, but here's some diary entries that Margaret wrote. And so usually backstory, which I did, but then also to get even more in tune with what she was imagining for the character was so cool. So like, wow, look at this writer's mind, and she's again directing and creating the show. And I think maybe she's working with a director who shoot the not. I can't remember exactly. I think she is, and so, but she's a creator and the writer. And it's like, wow, to be able to write so much and so in depth, like basically a novel broken up to a script and then backstories. And like, I just can't wait to see where her work takes her, because the hours she's putting into it is astounding.
So on to our very next question. So in 2021, this year, you are actually in a film called Yes Day. What was it like getting to film on Yes Day? Like, what was like the atmosphere like for you getting to film on this set?
Yeah, that was so much fun. It was pretty usual, but but it was really fun. It was back. I think we were filming it, yeah, in 2019, and then 2021. Yeah, so it was a little bit ago, but it was so much fun. We were in the scene for Kablooey with the water balloon fight. I don't know if you saw it. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Wild movie. I love it. It's so fun. And Jennifer Gardner, it was her film. Just saying that it was the first she took from like beginning of the idea fully through to fruition. So that was the first for her to go through that whole process, everything from reading the book about having the whole produced film. So it was really cool to know that like this was her project, her full on project. And it was a ton of athletes. They wanted people who were athletes. So that was fun. You know, that feels always like home base for me. I love it. Great. We get to throw water balloons, as hard as we can at each other. Wonderful. Because they wanted us to just, go crazy, go nuts with the balloons, and also take, crazy fast hits with like, there was a D1 pitcher out there who was launching, and she was like 6 feet tall launching these balloons. And it was fun because it was like, we were playing a game. It was so much fun. And then all the girls that were there, and the guys, but the girls, we really connected, keep in touch with them via Instagram here and there. Fun to see what are they doing in their careers, fitness wise, acting wise, modeling wise. So it was really, there was such camaraderie with the group. It felt like we were a team on a team sport. So fun. And then Jennifer Garner was amazing. We actually got to we were on the blue team with her. She learned all of our names, which was really cool. She was so fun and so nice, and just that's what you should be, is a wonderful person. Be a wonderful human all the time, any way that you can. What level of success that you have, and she definitely embodied that.
So that's my very next question. So who inspired you as a person to get into acting, like, in the first place?
I mean, I think I'm inspired by a lot of people. I think, I obviously first off probably would be my dad, because he worked in the industry. I mean, he still does here and there, but pretty much, retired now away. But I'm sure, when we're doing stuff, I'm calling him, asking him to be a first AD or a D on it, a director on it, just because it's fun to work with my dad. And so I would say that was my first, initial view into the world, acting and behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and just what the production is like. And then, there's so many comedies that I love. And so I watched comedy since I was a little kid, just everything. Monty Python, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, anyone on SNL, of course, naturally. Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, anyone involved with UCB. I love, there's so many people. And it's just, Friends, being a multicam. I love what they did. They did so many things so funny and made staples in comedy of like doing, the Schwimmer, or, Chandler Bing's thing of you saying, will it be? That was such a different thing that he did. And now it's like, those are terms used in teaching multicam comedy sometimes. So there's so many different things that inspired me. And I still find inspiration with so many different artists and actors that I'm like, so much inspiration. I keep getting inspired, and it keeps me wanting to go further and further and pursue it more and more.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So if you could be in any TV or movie franchise today, what TV or movie franchise would you want to be in, and why?
Wow. I'm like, serious. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, you can probably guess. comedy, all the way comedy. I love drama. I find it fascinating, and I would do it for sure. You can't not give up an opportunity to do drama. And I like mystery too, but I know where my wheelhouse is, and it's in comedy. So I love comedy, a single cam comedy. Anything written by Tina Fey and Robert Carlock is amazing comedy. I love Sorkin. I mean, his stuff is very witty and very fast. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I love fast paced. So I love Sorkin style writing. I love Parks and Recreation, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, shows like that. That's like would be amazing. The Office, Parks and Rec, I might have already said that, but I love those ones. Those are where I want to be. That's where I want to live.
Awesome. So on to our very next question. So what are like the positive and negatives into the acting industry, and how do you get through those like negatives as like an actor?
Yeah, I mean, just as in life, there's a myriad of positive things that can go wonderfully right, and the other end of the coin, things can go wrong. But so my husband is an actor as well, and and a writer and all of that, and we have 2 kids, so we've got a busy life. And the wonderful thing is that we are building this life together. So it's wonderful that we work with each other, how we're phrasing things, how we're approaching things, what our viewpoint on what we're doing. And so a lot of times I'm trying to reword things and put them, not just thinking positive, but like putting action towards the thinking positive. For instance, like I know a lot of people, friends, and we have a lot of friends that are in the industry, and they'll say it's really hard to get an opportunity. It's like, oh, it's so tough. And it's like, yes, everything can be, any career can be. So we try to change the way we're thinking about it, where it's like, I get the jobs and auditions that are right for me. Not everything's gonna be right for me, and I don't necessarily want to do everything. There's certain things that I'm way more passionate about than other styles of auditions. Which then it's like, okay, great. There's a handful of auditions that I really want, and those are the ones that I'm gonna go after. So the things out there, I'm trying to put out that I do comedy. Anything that I'm creating on my own is gonna be comedy. I'm gonna show what I want to do, because those are the auditions that I want to get. So the way I'm thinking about it, when I find myself wanting to say, oh, it's really tough to get auditions, or oh, I'm not getting the auditions I want, it's like, no. It's I'm gonna get the auditions I that are right for me. The right ones are gonna come my way, and I book all my jobs, because that's the jobs I'm supposed to get, the ones I book. So that's my mindset. So we're working on just rephrasing things, a way to look at it as a much more full, abundant life, that good things do happen, and to really to just be grateful for the opportunities we do get, and not really think about the ones we don't get, because there's tons that you don't get, and you won't even know the ones you don't get, and you won't know why you don't get them, because you don't get feedback like that. And honestly, sometimes it's better that way. I wouldn't want to know if I was close or far, or if I did wrong. I'm in class and I'm working and training hard, so my coach tells me, or my teacher, my acting coach, he'll tell me what I need to adjust, or what I should do a little different, or what would make it funnier. But as far as the audition goes, it's like, I do the audition. Once the audition's done, I did my job. My job was the audition. I did it. It's done. It's out into the world, and however the chips fall, they fall. If I was right for it, I was right for it. If I wasn't, it wasn't the job for me, and on to the next one. So it takes a long time though. I graduated school in 20 college and went into it, and so almost did like 8.5, 9 years now pursuing it. So it's been a while, but I love that, because it's not a ton of people have seen me yet, but I've been working and training and getting really, really good. So it's exciting. I'm still really excited for it, and it ebbs and flows, and I get it. If people are listening, I get it. This industry is up and down, your emotions on your sleeve, and it can be really tough. And my husband and I both have those times, but we're working on understanding that it's a good thing that I'm really happy that someone didn't see me back in 2012. I didn't go out for a Tina Fey Robert Carlock thing back in 2012 because I was not ready, and that's the honest truth. And I'm honest with myself of like, I was not ready. I was not there. I might have been funny, but I wasn't as trained as I am now. And thank God I didn't go out back then, because now I'm ready. So yes. I'm just looking for the future projects, because like, just keep training. So that's how I stay positive, and I don't even really, I try not to focus on the negative. So if I have a self-tape, the good news is I can retape it if I do a weird thing. So I'm like, I'll just retape it onto the next one. So
Awesome.
I'm just excited.
Awesome. Well, for my very last question, is there any like new projects, up and coming projects that you would like to announce for the rest of 2021, or like goal wise that you would like to announce?
Yeah, definitely goal wise, I have some things if you couldn't already tell. But we are working on fun things. I mean, my husband and I love to write, so we are working on a couple fun pilots, and we're all the time with each other. So, you know, our house is, you know, hectic because we've got 2 kids, a toddler and gonna be 6 months old today. Like, I should have known that right off the bat, but there we go. He's 6 months today. So we're always, you know, one of us has one kid in one hand, but we're always giving each other notes of like, let's write that down. That's funny. Let's write that. And then when we go on road trips, whoever's driving is kind of talking. The other person is in the side seat typing it out. So we make it work and we have fun doing it. So we're writing a couple things that we hope to produce. Who knows when don't have a hard date yet, but we're working on kind of a couple things. So we're excited for that. And as far as goals go, oh my God, but I will try to keep it, I'll try to keep it concise. I'm ready for the opportunities when they come. And that's really cool because you always hear that. I approach things from an athletic perspective because that's what I was for so long, was an athlete, and am an athlete still. And they always talk about preparation and opportunity. And sometimes I think in the past, I just didn't understand as well as I were. And I understood it as an athlete, but it's funny, you sometimes have to like go shift that mentality over to something else. And now I think I have really in the past couple of years shifted that mentality over to acting. And it's like, yes, you want to be prepared years before the opportunity because you want to be consistent. Same with sports. Like you want to, like, oh, let me use some sports, you know, terms, but with volleyball, you know, you always want to serve, like you want to serve in, you want to serve in, you want to serve in, but you want to do that, you know, 10 out of 10 times if you can. So it's like you want to knock out auditions 10 out of 10 times. So preparation, I'm excited because my goals are there. I have an action plan towards them, and I always keep reassessing and figuring out, okay, where am I at now, and reassessing a little bit more here and there, and then, you know, putting that in motion. And so I'm so excited because I feel like these years of preparation, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Keeley, for taking the time to join my show. It's been such a pleasure having you on the show today. Do you have like any last final thoughts for the viewers that have been watching?
Yeah, I do. One, thank you so much for watching, you guys. This is so much fun. And thank you for having me. This has been a wonderful time chatting. Thanks for listening so well. Talk. But I would say if anyone's watching right now, doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you want something, go for it. You have one life, do it. Just make an action plan, put your words into action, go for it.